Hello then, people, and welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. And for the second time in 1 week, it's Leeds United versus Manchester United. This time on home soil, this time at Ellen Road. And I am really, really confident for this game. Make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. And let's get into it.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any love, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. As I said at the start of the video, folks, great result midweek to be 2-0 up at the old enemy at Old Trafford, to start the way we did, to manage the game in the initial parts the way we did, especially when you consider that we were, we had a no-manager bounce, if you like. Mike Scabala's first ever time in charge in the dugout for Leeds United. He's going to be leading the charge again on Sunday at home at Ellen Road, where, for me, the atmosphere is going to be raucous. The place is going to be bouncing. The players are going to be buoyed by the result midweek. And I'm confident that we can actually get something from this game. Would I take a point? Yes, considering where we are. Do I think we can get all 3? Yes, I do. Look, as much as it was a great result midweek, we are still runless now in 8 Premier League games, drawing 4, losing 4. And our record when going in front isn't great. We have now dropped 15 points from winning positions. I think there's only Leicester that are worse than us in the league for that. But a lot of that came under the previous manager, of course. Now, you can forgive Leeds United for, conceding a 2-goal lead at Old Trafford, where Man United have been absolutely dominant all season. Marcus Rashford is probably one of the most informed players in European football right now. Whatever he touches, he scores. So I'm still really, really confident. It's a moral victory, if you like, coming away from there with a 2-apiece draw. And I think if we see more of the same at home, I think we can get all 3. I believe if we were to go in front like we did at Old Trafford, the noise inside Ellen Road will be palpable. And I believe some of them players on that Manchester United team will wilt. Of course, it may drive some on, and we'll talk about some certain individuals, but some of them may wilt. I thought Garnacho was really, really poor Wednesday. I don't even think he'll play this game. I think if Anthony passes a fitness test, he'll play. That's not ideal because that probably moves Marcus Rashford over to the left. As good as Ayling was midweek, I think Marcus Rashford's a sterner test. As I said, one of the most informed players in Europe right now. But listen, Man United are not great away from home. Okay, they're still a great side. They still have wins away from home. But if you compare it to their home form, it's not comparable at all. Winless in their last 2 Premier League away games now, drawing 1 and losing 1. And away from home this season in the league, they have only won 5 times out of a possible 11, so 6 defeats. On top of that, the game's on a Sunday. And this might seem trivial, but things like this matter. And Man United's record on a Sunday isn't great either. 6 defeats from their last 11 Premier League games. Not great away from home. I think they're doable. I think Leeds United can win this game. Now, history is on Manchester United's side. Of course it is. They are undefeated in their last 7 matches against Leeds in all competitions. The last win coming for us, obviously, back when we beat them in the FA Cup when we were in League One. We need to rewrite some history. We need to show that we're back at the top table and start taking wins from Manchester United and reignite that rivalry. I felt like it started to get reignited again on Wednesday night, especially when you've got players like Bruno Fernandes coming out and throwing shade at Leeds United. Oh, the time wasting, they were doing this, they were doing that. I'm not sure what game he was watching. And not only that, that guy spends more time on the floor and complaining to the referee than anyone else in this division. Anyone else in this division. Pot kettle black. I could not believe it was coming out of his mouth. And I'm hopeful that Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie will do what they did on Wednesday night, hassle Harry, hopefully not get any cards because that affected their game. But in terms of them being clickhouses on the football pitch, they're absolutely perfect at it. Weston McKennie said, didn't he, I love a bit of trash talking. Him and Adams having that relationship, know each other's game inside out, and we'll get amongst it. Line Bruno Fernandes up, push his buttons. That's what I want to see. In terms of the lineup for Leeds United, it'll be more of the same. Obviously, Pascal Strout's going to miss out due to the concussion. My preference would be to play Vobra out there, move Cooper in at centre-back. They probably will go with Firpo, but I still think Firpo was sort of culpable for their first goal. He shouldn't let Police Street get in front of him. Not for me. Sinistera picked up a hamstring injury. I don't think you risk him. Um, it's not as bad as first thought, but I think just go with Somerville. Somerville impacted the game. Look, I know he didn't get credit with the goal, but he takes the strike that comes off Varane and puts it in the back of the net. I'd like Mark Rocker, if fit, to make that team. I'd like a midfield three of Rocker, Adams, and McKennie. That would be harsh on Jack Harrison because I thought he played really well, and from a pressing perspective, he was great as well. But I'd like to see Mark Rocker come into the side. Now, for Manchester United, it'll be more of the same. They've got so many injuries: Ericsson, Van der Beek, Scott McTominay, Martial. So I think they probably will have to go with their course up top. What might be the change if Anthony passes his late fitness test? Well, he'll be on the right and Rashford on the left, which will cause us problems. Luke Ayling was great. What maybe we should look to do if Rashford does play there and he does beast Ayling for a long period of time and Ayling's blowing, bring on Christensen. Not a big fan of Christensen, but we could have done with the change there, a bit of fresh legs because Luke did struggle towards the end. I say Anthony, maybe they'll start Sancho as well. Look, Sancho came off the bench, hasn't played an awful lot of football. I don't know what's been going on with him. Maybe it's stuff off the pitch. And they're not robots footballers. But he's come on the pitch and he's impacted the game. So maybe he gets a start. But the midfield for me is where the game could be won and lost. I thought Fred was terrible. Bruno Fernandes was pretty ineffective. So I think we can win that battle. I did think Sabitzer was decent. But listen, you come into Elland Road, it's a totally different kettle of fish. I look at certain individuals within the team, and I think they will. You know, you'll get some that will stand up to it. Lisandro Martinez. If I'm Bamford, I owe him one. I owe him one for leaving that boot because he knew what he was doing. He left the boot on Bamford's face. Bamford starts for me. Get amongst it. Push his buttons as well because he's likely to get a little bit, rash. And I think the crowd will only aid that fact. This is a huge game for Leeds United. In the history, obviously, the War of the Roses, red versus white, Yorkshire versus Lancashire. There's a lot of Manchester United fans, especially in the new social media age, don't quite recognise it, but I feel that it's starting to get reignited again. And as I said right at the start, we need to show up. We need to show up. And I believe we can get 3 points. I'm going as far as to say that Leeds United will win this game 2-1. Really confident for it. I just think the change of manager, seeing the performance midweek as well, when a lot of us probably expected us to get battered, I said 2-0 if we're lucky to Manchester United. For us to take a 2-0 lead, yes, we conceded it, but it shows that this team has a lot about it. It has a lot about it. Them older pros, the likes of Cooper, the likes of Ayling, the likes of Dallas, getting the rest of these young lads up for the fight. And we've seen that with Willie and Yonto. For him to score within a minute, the guy's electric. He'll cause problems again for Diego Dalot. I'm not sure if Aaron Wan-Bissaka starts. If he does, I prefer Dalot. Although Dalot was great pre-World Cup, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has turned a corner under Ten Hag, and defensively is very, very sound. So hopefully he doesn't make the cut. But listen, it is going to be a tough game. And Man United might win. And I'm not going to be too downhearted with it. I think we may run into the risk of being so buoyed by Wednesday that if we did lose at Elland Road, we'd be like, back down in the doldrums. But we need to keep that positivity high. We've got Everton and Southampton coming. Hopefully we'll have a new manager. Iriola seems to be the one. I know there's been a lot of names linked out of the race, in the race, but Phil Hayes said Leeds are not giving up on Iriola, so we'll have to watch this space with that one. But Man United are undefeated in their last 7 matches against Leeds in all competitions. We need a repeat of the League One days. We need to pick up a result, and it'd be huge if we could do that at Elland Road. And I think Sunday, 2:00, all eyes on the game, the crowd fully, packed out, baying for blood, because they will be, because Manchester United's coming to town. I think if we can start anywhere close to the way we did at Old Trafford, we win the game. Because I think the crowd will be electric, and you cannot understate how important that crowd is. Believe me, going into this game, because certain players will. We don't want Man United to get into their rhythm, into a lead, and I think because they've got a lot of moving parts, players missing, etc. This is the opportune, perfect time to play Manchester United. I hope Skubala maybe throws a few little spanners in the works so that Ten Hag hasn't got his number, because I think that aided us on Wednesday because they were unsure what to expect. Ten Hag put a rocket up to them. they won't start as slow as they did on Wednesday. But if we can have the better start, if we can get in front, Leeds United win the game. First goal is so important. And I believe Leeds United will get it. And I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds United win. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your score predictions. Make sure you join me for the watch along on Sunday. I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.